This whole thing that started at Brown and now somehow has links to the MIT professor that got taken out?
Are now looking into whether that shooting on Monday that killed an MIT professor in the Boston area might be linked to Saturday's shooting on the campus of Brown University. That is according to 4 law enforcement officials.
The professor was into some heavy things, but those weren't the red flags for me. First being that this guy headed to MIT. Second, that they're saying the shooter was sophisticated and hiding his tracks. They're saying he had an untraceable cell phone, cards that weren't in his name, and even switched plates in Florida. Obviously, there's something more to this. Well, I'm gonna point out a few things, and you can tell me if you think anything fishy's going on. Let's talk about MIT.
Since its founding, MIT has been key to ensuring that American science and innovation lead the world. Our collaboration with government and industry over decades hasn't just advanced science, it has contributed immeasurably to the security of our nation.
Now, to understand the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, you have to know where it started. And that's what this man here, William Rogers, the founder and first president of MIT. Resigned from the University of Virginia, moved to Boston, started MIT, did 2 terms as president. This man was so dedicated to this institution, he even died giving a speech at MIT. But see, the issue with William is, even with all that academic achievements, there's a certain character trait that not a lot of people know about. That, of course, being looking at people as property. But what makes that extremely interesting is at a certain point, MIT was moving from Boston, where it started, to Cambridge, where it is now. But they ran into a bunch of roadblocks, the biggest one being funding. Until this man, George Eastman, stepped in. This is the founder of Kodak Film.
Undeniable aura.
But the strange part is, when he donated this money for this project, he didn't want anybody to know. Yep, even though he pretty much funded the whole thing, he declined to take any public record for it, and people at the Kodak Corporation had no idea about it. But just like the founder of MIT, George here had some secrets. The biggest one being that for many years people said he didn't like a certain color of human being. It's even been said that his film was designed to highlight a certain color over the other one. There's even some legal documents out there saying this to be true. Now, with all this talk of divide, and with MIT being in the Boston area, you know what it reminds me of? The time we brought a bunch of spicy German scientists over and put them to work. Especially this guy, Wernher von Braun. You know, the guy that got here in 1945, went to work with the army, and then joined NASA in 1960. Yep, him and his buddies actually got here through Boston Harbor. I wonder what he did with all that in-between time. Anyway, you know another weird thing about MIT is all those strange experiments that came out of there, like when they fed radioactive cereal to little ones.
It's true. American children in state-run institutions like the Fernald School were fed radioactive oatmeal as part of studies by MIT sponsored by the Atomic Energy Commission.
Oh, since we're talking experiments and spicy German scientists, remember when they did all those tests back in the day when they were messing with people's minds?
Mind control experiments are back in the spotlight. Newly released documents reveal details about MK Ultra, a 1950s program using LSD and hypnosis to study behavior control.
Well, did you know that not only was there students from Harvard and MIT involved in that whole thing? Well, there's even documents in the archives saying that doctors from MIT were paid for brainwashing research through this project. Huh. Did you know that Ted Kaczynski went to Harvard? Now, I don't know about for you, but for me, with all that, it really makes me wonder what's actually going on behind the scenes. Y'all stay safe.